Welcome back to Ridezone Bikes, the place where we dive deep into the machines that define what it means to be on two wheels. Today we're talking about one of Honda's most exciting modern cruisers, the 2025 Honda Rebel 1100. Honda has taken its already popular Rebel platform, scaled it up, and brought even more features and refinements for the new year. What makes this bike particularly interesting is that it doesn't try to mimic the traditional heavyweight cruisers in every way. Instead, Honda has carved out something unique, a big-bore cruiser that's accessible, modern, stylish, and loaded with technology that blends seamlessly with its design. Over the next several minutes we'll go through everything you need to know how it rides, what features stand out, the kind of performance you can expect, how it's designed, and of course how much it costs. By the end, you'll have a clear picture of whether the Rebel 1100 deserves a spot in your garage. Let's start with the heart of the machine, because every bike is defined first and foremost by its engine. The Rebel 1100 is powered by a 1083cc liquid-cooled parallel twin. It uses Honda's Unicam shock design and features a bore and stroke of 92 by 81.5 mm, with a compression ratio of just over 10:1. That might sound like just numbers on paper, but what it really means is an engine with plenty of torque down low where cruisers need it, but also a willingness to rev when you want to push harder. Many traditional cruisers rely on V-twin engines that sound great but can sometimes feel sluggish, especially when you want to get out of the way in traffic or blast down an open stretch of highway. This parallel twin is different. It's smooth, modern, and capable of delivering a strong punch without sacrificing reliability or character. Riders who are familiar with Honda's Africa Twin adventure bike might notice that this is a close relative of that motor, tuned here for cruiser duty, which means lots of usable torque and an exhaust note that's deep and satisfying without being obnoxious. Honda also gives riders the choice of transmissions. You can opt for the traditional 6-speed manual, which will appeal to purists who want that mechanical engagement, or you can go for Honda's famous dual-clutch transmission, the DCT. This is a fully automatic setup that can shift by itself, or you can take control with paddle shifters on the handlebar. The beauty of the DCT is that it makes the Rebel 1100 approachable to riders who might not want to worry about clutching and shifting, especially in city traffic. It also gives experienced riders the option to kick back and relax on longer rides. The DCT adds a bit of weight, but the trade-off in ease of use is significant, and it makes the Rebel 1100 stand out in a category where nearly everything else is manual only. Chassis and suspension are also worth highlighting. Up front you've got a beefy 43mm fork with 5.5 inches of travel, and out back are twin Showa shocks with adjustable preload and nearly 4 inches of travel. This setup strikes a balance between comfort and control. It's not a wallowing cruiser, but it's also not punishing on rough city streets or long stretches of uneven highway. Braking is handled by a single 330mm front disc with a radial mount 4-piston caliper, plus a 256mm disc at the rear, both tied into standard ABS. In practice, braking feels reassuring, with plenty of bite up front and good balance out back. Tires are 130/70/18 up front and 180/65/16 in the rear, giving a wide planted footprint without sacrificing nimbleness. Curb weight for the manual version is about 487 pounds, with the DCT version slightly heavier. That might sound substantial, but in the world of big cruisers it's actually fairly manageable, and Honda has done a good job keeping the center of gravity low, making it feel lighter in motion than the spec sheet suggests. Comfort and ergonomics are key for any cruiser, and Honda clearly thought about real riders here. The seat height is just 27.5 inches, making it accessible to a wide range of riders. You don't need to be tall to flat-foot this bike at a stop, which boosts confidence. The 2025 model also gets an upgraded seat with thicker foam, improving comfort on long rides. The handlebar position is relaxed, foot pegs are slightly forward without being extreme, and overall the riding triangle makes you feel at home whether you're commuting or stretching out on a highway cruise. And because the suspension has preload adjustment, you can dial things in if you're carrying a passenger or luggage. Honda even offers a touring version with wind protection and hard saddlebags if long-distance trips are your thing. Technology is another area where the Rebel 1100 shines compared to many cruisers. The 2025 update introduces a 5-inch TFT display, replacing the old circular gauge. This new screen is crisp, easy to read, and customizable. It works with Honda's Road Sync system so you can connect your phone for navigation, music, or calls. A USB-C port is now positioned near the display for easier access, and cruise control is standard, which is a huge plus for long rides. The bike also comes with multiple riding modes as standard, rain, sport, and a customizable user mode. These adjust throttle response, traction control, engine braking, and even the level of wheelie control. That's right, wheelie control on a cruiser. It might sound like overkill, but it shows how seriously Honda has thought about rider safety and adaptability. The traction control system, known as Honda Selectable Torque Control, keeps the rear wheel in check on slippery surfaces, and combined with ABS it gives the Rebel a layer of confidence many cruisers lack. Design-wise, the Rebel 1100 embraces the stripped-down, custom-inspired look that made the smaller Rebel 300 and 500 so popular. The engine, frame, fork legs, and exhaust are largely blacked out, giving the bike a stealthy, modern aesthetic. Bodywork is kept minimal, with a slim tank and short fenders. Lighting is all LED, from the round headlight to the tail light and turn signals, blending old-school shapes with modern performance. The new trim, available on the DCT version, adds some nice custom touches straight from the factory. A solo seat with diamond stitching, brand mirrors, a small headlight cowl, and a striking flare orange metallic paint. Other color options include matte black metallic and pearl Hawkeye blue, both of which fit the Rebel's understated cool vibe. Performance out on the road is where this bike cements its identity. That big parallel twin delivers torque from the moment you roll on the throttle, making city riding effortless. You don't need to rev it out to get moving, but if you do, the engine rewards you with strong mid-range and a satisfying surge up top. Passing cars on the highway doesn't require downshifting 3 gears, it just pulls. The handling is better than you might expect for a cruiser of this size. The relatively low weight, combined with that wide rear tire and competent suspension, means it turns in smoothly and holds a line with confidence. On twisty backroads it feels controlled and predictable, and on long highway stretches it's stable and relaxed. The addition of cruise control and the upgraded seat foam make it a bike you can comfortably spend hours on. Now, let's talk price. Honda has priced the Rebel 1100 very competitively for what it offers. The base model with the manual transmission comes in at $9,599 in the US, which undercuts many competitors while offering more technology. The DCT version costs $10,299. And the trim with its factory custom touches is $11,099. When you look at what you're getting, a big displacement, modern electronics, strong brakes, quality suspension, low seat height, cruise control, selectable ride modes, and Honda's reputation for reliability, it represents excellent value in the cruiser segment. So what sets the Rebel 1100 apart from its competition? First, accessibility. Many big cruisers are intimidatingly heavy and tall, but the Rebel manages to deliver real performance while remaining manageable for a wide range of riders. Second, versatility. With the choice between manual and DCT, you can tailor the bike to your riding style, whether you're a traditionalist or someone who just wants to enjoy the ride without the hassle of shifting. Third, technology. From the TFT screen and smartphone integration to the rider aids and cruise control, Honda has equipped this cruiser with features you usually don't see in the class. Fourth, style. The blacked-out finishes, minimal bodywork, and factory-say upgrades make it look like a custom build straight from the showroom. And finally, comfort. With the improved seat, low ride height, relaxed ergonomics, and adjustable suspension, it's a cruiser you can ride daily without compromise. Of course, no bike is perfect. The Rebel 1100's fuel tank is just 3.6 gallons, which limits your range on longer trips, especially if you're pushing the engine hard. It's also heavier than smaller Rebels, so brand new riders might want to start on a 300 or 500 before stepping up. And while the parallel twin is smooth and powerful, some cruiser fans will always prefer the rumble of a traditional V-twin. But these are relatively small trade-offs compared to the overall package. At the end of the day, the 2025 Honda Rebel 1100 is one of the most well-rounded cruisers on the market. It combines the low, laid-back style people love about cruisers with modern technology and Honda's signature reliability. It's approachable for newer riders who want to jump into the big bike world, but it also has enough performance and refinement to keep experienced riders engaged. Whether you want a weekend cruiser, a daily commuter, or a long-distance tourer with the right accessories, the Rebel 1100 can be adapted to fit the role. It's a bike that proves cruisers don't have to be stuck in the pasta. They can be stylish, comfortable, and technologically advanced without losing their soul. That's the deep dive into the 2025 Honda Rebel 1100. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you hit that like button, share this video with your riding buddies, and subscribe to Ridezone Bikes for more reviews and ride impressions. Let us know in the comments what you think of the Rebel 1100. Is Honda's modern take on the cruiser exactly what the market needs? Or do you prefer something more traditional? Either way, ride safe, and I'll see you on the next one.